Sokkia is the world leader in manufacturing, and we have innovative products for BIM. We're going to be showcasing three of them. As you see right now on the screen, we have a mobile scanner. This is an IPS2, high definition. We're taking 1.3 million readings per second, and as you see, there is images that are captured. So the point cloud for creating any BIM model are RGB associated. So every single point has an RGB associated with it. You can use this for GIS if you are adding information to your BIM and the GIS informations. You take these drawings, you take this CAD information, and you can add information there. The system is composed of IMU, GPS, wheel encoders. It's a very high-tech instrument. And the images right now are showing the UTM, the positioning with the point cloud that we are collecting. Where it is being used right now today is for bridges, for buildings, cities. If you come down to Topcon Sokkia booth, you'll be able to see the point cloud. And using these point clouds, how the city development and architects are using to take the facades of the building. So here it is a concept of a mobile scanner that is scanning cities. And the speed at which we scan is basically starting from 30 to 40 miles an hour to 100 kilometers an hour. MTO, Ministry of Transportation, uses this because it's a vehicle mount. You can cover about 400 miles in a day. So that means if you have a city to scan and map and model, this is your tool. These tools are for large area. The second tool that you see here is Net5. This is monitoring. So another thing we bring to the BIM industry, Topcon Sokkia brings is Net5, which is any detection of half-millimeter changes can be done in real time. So if you're doing any monitoring while you are doing construction, this tool is used to monitor any deformation up to half-millimeter. So it's a very sensitive instrument. It can be left, it's IP64, that means you can install it, leave it outside in the heat or cold, rain, snow, and it will still function. It is being used in tunnels, for monitoring tunnels, dams and bridges, any construction sites. And you leave the instruments and you would get alerts either by your emails, your text messages, phone calls, and any sirens if the changes are more than specified. So that means you can specify changes up to half a millimeters. The instrument has the capability of ranging up to 3 kilometers, so 3,000 meters, 3 kilometers of range. And it is one of an instrument for surveyors, where the surveyors go in and they want to make measurements which are very high accurate measurements. At the same time, now this tool is being used for monitoring. So this is another tool that Topcon Sokkia has brought forward. And it is doing tunnel monitoring, it is doing bridge monitoring, it's monitoring buildings, any deformation that's happening. There are a couple of tunnels going on in Toronto right now. There are engineers and surveyors that are using this tool. When the TBM moves, this instrument can basically measure any half a mil changes that are happening on the surface. So great tool. A lot of software that we bring with us. That means these are automated tools that can be left in the field. This is not something in the office. You can leave it out there. And using cell phone structures, using web structures, you can connect these instruments remotely in the field, miles away from your office, and they will connect to you and they will provide you all the reporting that you need. It will provide you the alerts that you need. So here is this instrument that you see on your video. Test facilities, Topcon Sokkia is a world leader, as I just mentioned. We manufacture very high precision instruments, and what we're talking here is most of our instrument, the instrument that you've seen before, IPS2, mobile scanning was 2 centimeter accuracy. Here we have half a mil, so any changes in half a mil. So very high accuracy and very high precision. So you can go back and you can do change detection. We got multiple customers throughout Canada. They are doing deformation monitoring real time. They are doing roads, they're doing constructions, we are doing building inside, outside, as you said. For BIM modeling, you need the data. You need the data to go in, and these data sets for BIM models are generally LAS, which is LiDAR point cloud everybody talks about. And most of the instruments, LiDAR point cloud generating instruments, are phase-based and they're very accurate. The accuracy is about 2 millimeter on most of the phase-based instruments, and for us, our instruments are phase and time of flight based, and the phase would give you an accuracy for 2 mils, which most of the instruments does. But the time of flight gives you about 1 kilometer in diameter, so that means you can range really high and far distances. If you are monitoring bridges, if you are monitoring coastal areas, these instruments will range out that far and give you very high accuracies. Auto tracking, as you see here in the image, that means if you leave the instrument out there to track, to find out where the targets are, what you see here is a prism. There is so much intelligence in the hardware and the software that we bring forward. The instrument is able to detect where it is going to go and look for the targets to measure. There are different types of targets. What you see here is a prism, and the instrument, once left alone, what we call is train. You train the instrument where your targets are, where it has to go back. For example, in a tunnel, if you have 50 points, the instrument will automatically go back, look for these 50 points once trained, and give you any deviation from 0.5 millimeter it sees, and will report to you. So very high accuracy, very intelligent software, again, a good range. As you see, it's IP64. You can leave it in the rain. You don't have to cover it. You can leave it in the snow. You can work in minus 20 degrees Celsius. So these instruments are designed, right now they are used in shipbuilding, in aircraft manufacturing. But you know, we brought this instrument here. It's in our booth, Topcon Sokkia booth. So if you come down, I can show you that instrument. We got some data sets as well that are running. We got 2 computers running the AVIs. You can see the actual data sets that are being derived from these instruments. You are more than welcome again at Topcon Sokkia booth at the back. But these 3 instruments that we want to bring your focus and your attention today is the IPS2 that you've seen. What we're looking here is monitoring, example of a tunnel monitoring that you are seeing right now using the Net05. And again, I'm repeating myself that it is 0.5 mil accuracy, any detection, any changes, used with the TBM. We got 2 TBMs going on in Toronto right now. And long range, we can range up to 3 kilometers. So a lot of hardware, a lot of software, and these are intelligent instruments. They are not something that you're shooting. Again, you see in the curvature there for the tunnels, it will go in and detect, and if any changes in the curvature, it will come back and report to you. These reports will be sent to your office. As I mentioned, these emails will be generated, and these are all automated. So once you install and commission these instruments, they will send you reports, and they will send you any changes, any changes and any alerts that you want through different media right now. So what we're seeing is we're using the Net5 over bridges. We are using it for different structures, for designing. The design engineers and architect would be able to use for very high accurate measurements if you want. And it's a reflectorless unit. You can shoot on a wall and you can make measurements reflectorless. So that means if you're shooting on a highly traveled road or railways where you can see the cars coming in and out, you are unable to place any targets on it, whether these targets are reflectors or these targets are these prisms. These reflectorless Net5 would go in, and on the train points, it will measure, come back. And now what we see is GLS 1500. This is our static scanner. The static scanner is what we use today for BIM modeling. You have been hearing about point clouds, how to generate BIM models. These instruments are 2 mil accuracy, plus minus 2 mil. This is the one we said about phase and time of flight based. These instruments, what Topcon Sokkia does right now is available for sales, rental, and services. These rentals start from $400 a day. You can take an instrument down and try it out in indoor. You can bring it into this room, scan it, and try to generate a BIM model yourself. We are there for training, to train you. So the instrument would be given to you for as long as you need it. We will train you on our softwares, basically putting the point cloud together. We want to support the BIM industry here with these products. Please visit us on the booth. We can show you. You can run these units here. Simple to operate. And if there's any questions, please feel free to contact us. Thank you.